Save Mothra! Why did you say that name? Tell me why you said that name! Godzilla vs. Kong, released in 2021 on HBO Max and is directed by Adam Wingard, who has also directed such films like A Horrible Way to Die, The Guest, Blair Witch, and Death Note. And this movie is starring Godzilla and King Kong, like legitimately, they're actually here this time, but it's also starring a human cast of Millie Bobby Brown, Rebecca Hall, Alexander Skarsgård, and Brian Tyree Henry. It has been 5 years since Godzilla has defeated the three-headed dragon known as Ghidorah, and now is one of two final titans roaming the land. Which, that's gotta be a rewrite, because I specifically remember at the very end of Godzilla 2, all of these other titan monsters coming up and bowing to him, saying like, cool, you're the guy, you're our leader, you're our king, and the king of the monsters. If there's no monsters, how can he be king of the monsters? Story, writing. Let's move on. The other titan being King Kong, who last we saw on Skull Island in the 1970s, but is now living in a computer-generated dome by the company Apex. And Apex has discovered a hollow Earth in the middle of the planet that they want to go down to and harness its power for themselves. And the only way to get there is by following Kong and leading him that way. Meanwhile, Godzilla kind of abandons his guardian and protector of the human race and goes on a one-monster killing spree of anything that is Apex because he doesn't want any more monsters coming to the surface, apparently. All of this, of course, leads to one big epic encounter between the two massive titans, hence the title Godzilla vs. Kong. But then they both found out that their mothers share the same name, and now they're best friends. I'm kidding. I actually really like that moment from Batman v Superman. I know I'm one of the few, but it did cross my mind as a possibility as to how these two reconcile with each other. So here we are. We have made it. Warner Brothers has finally gotten to the big epic climax that they were building towards with all of these singular MonsterVerse films that they've released over the last, oh boy, 6 years? About 6 or 7 years. This film was pushed back a little bit due to the pandemic situation last year, and even though some people don't want to admit it, is still going on. That's what HBO is doing this entire year with all of their big releases. They are releasing them, yes, in theaters, but also in the comfort of your own home on HBO Max, which I absolutely love and definitely respect from HBO and Warner Brothers, so thank you very much for doing that. It allows me the opportunity to watch these new releases whenever I want, in the comfort of my own home, at any time of night. And with this being the build to the epic battle between Godzilla and King Kong, you're going to be satisfied with that. Because it's not just one battle that we get between these two. They have three or four-ish different battles with each other, and it's awesome. And unlike some other versus films that we've gotten over the last couple of years, there really is a definite winner between the two. Who ends up winning? I'm not gonna spoil that. This movie just came out. That would be a dick move by me. But I will say the story of this movie really wants you to have Kong win. The writing of Godzilla kind of falls back to the 2014 film, and we barely see him, other than the big epic battles between him and Kong. We really don't have a sense of what he's doing in between, and we're told, and we kind of see it, where he goes on this rampage of just destroying these plants and research facilities of Apex, kind of making him out to be a huge dick. With Kong, we have a very heartfelt story between him and the last remaining native of Skull Island, who is deaf, so they do gorilla sign language with each other, and those are very beautiful moments. And there is a lot of Kong going on this journey down into the center of the earth to find this hollow earth, kind of like the journey to the center of the earth story. So we're sticking with him as an audience from the storytelling aspect, and the CGI of the gorilla, of the ape, is so genuine, and you feel for him because you can see the emotions being portrayed from his face. You really don't get that with Godzilla. Godzilla just kind of looks scaly and angry the entire time. So basically, wherever you are before you watch this movie, whether you want Godzilla to win or Kong, when you watch this movie, you end up rooting for Kong either way. However, aside from these big climactic battles, This film really feels hollow, very much like the center of the Earth where they were traveling for this entire thing. I know we're building to this battle between these two epic titans, these two alpha males, but the build to it and the result from these attacks is very hollow. We really don't see any fallout at all. There is a huge battle that happens all throughout Hong Kong. Buildings, skyscrapers, everything basically gets destroyed. How Boston was in Godzilla 2, that's what Hong Kong is to this movie. But we really don't see the fallout of all of these deaths that obviously would have happened. Now I know, if we go back to the old Godzilla films from the 1950s, all the way to now, and even the King Kong films, where you have these guys in these big prosthetic suits going around destroying buildings. It's the same thing. You're destroying those buildings. Obviously, there were people inside. There had to have been. So there has to be thousands and thousands of people dead after a simple little battle like this. But I think in today's culture, especially after seeing films like Man of Steel, where there was a big upcry and a big fallout after these two epic titans fought over the city of Metropolis, both in storyline and outside of storyline with fans just watching. I think the same thing happens here. What about the people that were in Hong Kong? Do we just not care? Or did they all just abandon the city just years ago and they just weren't there? All it is just bright lights and beautiful colors now. This whole monsterverse was just building to this moment and it felt hollow. Not that the action scenes and the battle scenes were bad at all. They were actually pretty stellar. It's just, it felt soulless to me. And even the music from Junkie XL, who typically I like, especially with his stuff on the Snyderverse, but with this film, it fell short for me. Not to mention that they hired every actor in this film that I just don't care for or despise. Not because they're terrible people, it's just whenever they're on screen and every character that they play I find is the exact same, and I find them all very, very whiny and annoying. In particular, Rebecca Hall and Millie Bobby Brown. You play the same damn character in every movie that you're cast in. Oh my god, why the fuck are you here? Millie Bobby Brown's character was pointless in Godzilla 2. What the hell is she doing here? Well, she's following this podcaster who apparently showers in bleach. Why does he shower in bleach? I don't know. It's a government conspiracy, and I don't give a shit. Her storyline, this entire film, is pointless. Again. I actually have no idea why she's here. Yes, she's a popular actress when it comes to Stranger Things, but I feel like all the other characters in that series have now eclipsed her to where her status of being like this big name has drastically dropped. So again, why is she here? Her storyline just seemed very Independence Day, Roland Emmerich to me. We need to have all these big name actors going off and doing their own journey, and then it all comes to a cumulative head. See? Everything has a point. No, not really. Rebecca Hall does serve more of a purpose than Millie Bobby Brown. She is the adopted mother of the deaf native who does communicate with Kong, so her character does serve more of a purpose, but again, she plays the exact same annoyed researcher type character in every single film, and I'm just tired of seeing it. And we also get one of the Skarsgårds in here. I think this one is Alexander Skarsgård. It's a film quota that you need to have. Every single film ever made needs to have a Skarsgård in it. So this film has that, so good for it. But my biggest complaint for this whole MonsterVerse series, it continues with this film, unfortunately, where we focus on these humans, especially like the very first hour, the first half of this movie. Oh my god. It's a frickin' drag. When we get to the first battle between Kong and Godzilla, it starts picking up for me, but up until then, Jesus, why are we doing this? I was asking that to myself a lot while watching this movie. It's like, why are we here? Really? This is what we were building towards? I'm bored out of my mind. Thankfully, the excellent CGI and the battles between Kong and Godzilla saved it for me. Did it save this overall movie for me? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, really, for me, this is just kind of like an average, run-of-the-mill monster film. It's been the thing to do for the last 5 to 6 years to put these two epic titan characters together and battle each other. Batman versus Superman, Captain America Civil War with Iron Man, and now here with Godzilla and Kong, so I guess it was only inevitable. And again, the action scenes between them are awesome. The build-up to it, though, and the aftermath of this whole thing, the stakes of these battles, I don't feel it. I don't feel it at all, and because I don't feel it, this film just kind of flatlines for me for a good majority of it. There are some things to love here. I love the color palette of this film when we get to the Hollow Earth, and then when we get to Hong Kong and all of the neon lights that are on around all of the battles. It's actually very beautiful, and it's a lot of fun to see just the fur on King Kong and the texture of Godzilla reflecting all of this neon light. It's really cool, but it's a monster movie. Just give me that. I'm tired of all of these flat, surface level, hollow characters, human characters that you're giving me. Stop doing it. And now if you're going to build towards a Godzilla versus Kong versus Pacific Rim film, I know that was rumored several years ago. It's probably not going to happen, but if you are going to start building towards that, just don't focus on the humans. Let's focus on the monsters and the robots, please. I'm going to give Godzilla vs. Kong 2.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I found that if you have a goal, that you might not reach it. But if you don't have one, then you are never disappointed. And I gotta tell you, it feels phenomenal.
Alright everyone, now because my favorite part of my video is where I randomly select which movie I'm going to be watching next, so let's take a look. Batman Bad Blood. It's been a while since I've done a DC animated universe film, so yeah, check this one out. Actually, it's been a while since I've seen this one, but I think this is the one where Batwoman and then, oh god, what's his name? Batwing. That's it. Batwing. Both of them come into this whole universe, so it's like the whole Bat family dealing with crime in Gotham, as they typically do. So we'll check that one out next time. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, you can leave a recommendation below this video, or go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter, leave your recommendation there, and if I have access to it, I will watch, review it, and give you a shout on the channel. And if you want me to do your recommendation as quickly as I possibly can and bypass the whole random generator that I have here, you can make a PayPal donation on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do, just attach your movie with the donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it and publish my review of it as quickly as I possibly can. So guys, if you've seen Godzilla vs. Kong, what did you think about it? Am I wrong in my assessment, or am I way off? Did I miss something? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of Batman Bad Blood. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.